Hey, girl. Hey. Ugh.
You said
Sorry.
let's do another one.
I know it's got a little hum in the back of my throat.
Oh
Hey,
no.
girl. Hey.
Hi, how's it
It's going
going?
good. How's it going with you? What's new with
Pretty
you?
pretty good. Did some adulting today,
What kind of
got my
adulting did you do?
I got my car serviced like you're supposed to
Ooh.
every 5,000 miles or whatever you're supposed to
Oh,
do.
mine's
And
every 10.
well, mine's 5.
Okay.
I don't know why. Maybe because it's a hybrid or something like that. I don't
You've
know.
got a hybrid? What kind of hybrid do you have?
The what's it called? RAV4?
Oh, you've got a RAV4. I thought you had a Kia Soul for some reason.
No, that was a few years ago.
Okay.
I traded it in. They were doing like a special on trade-ins, and so I was like, you know what? Since I'm my father's child and I'm probably not going to keep trading cars, let me just actually get a car that I'm going to want to have for a long period of time. So I was like, let's make sure it's a hybrid at least because the spirit of Leroy floats above me very much, and I can still hear him hearing about people getting leases. Like, what's wrong with you? You don't own nothing. You you lease stuff. You don't own it.
God, your father's son as opposed to your brother's protege. Um,
It's all the same, honey. It's all...
did your brother put you in that day woo?
Yes.
Okay. How long that day woo last for?
Not long enough.
About 7 minutes, 10 minutes. What was it?
Oh man, that car was a nightmare. I tell you, like when people talk about lemon laws and all of that,
Mhm.
I firmly believe in that stuff because man, that vehicle, it was bad. Everything that you can imagine being bad about it was bad
Mhm.
about it. I
Mhm.
remember once when I was going to Asheville and I was questioning if it was going to make it all the way up to the top of the mountain because I was like, this feels like the car is really struggling, like just to maintain going up this mountain,
It's not.
and
And dear listeners, going to Asheville's not even the big mountain.
it's not even that high of an
No,
elevation
no, no.
like, at all.
It's like a
And
hill for 10 minutes, and then you come
yeah,
back down it.
and I was just like, this that was the day that I should have known then. I was like, something's off about this
Hmm.
vehicle.
Hmm.
But it did fine with like city driving, but it was just, yeah. Don't I'm so glad that that did not make it here in the US because it really was a absolute nightmare.
Yeah, it
Well,
was. Oh God, yeah, I can't believe your brother sold you that.
well, I don't think remember like that was still when they were relatively new. I don't think people even knew that they were terrible cars still because it was
Oh,
so new still.
okay.
Yeah, because
Was did
after
he
that
work
he
at the
got me to
Daewoo dealership, or did I thought he worked at? I didn't even know there was a
no,
Daewoo dealership.
it was just like a recent it was just like a low mileage trade-in that somebody did.
Oh,
Like,
okay, okay.
yeah, so it wasn't even like it was but after that is when he got me the Honda. So
Hmm.
he was like, "We're not having this ever again." Just, you know.
I now drive a Honda Fit. That's what I drive, a little
Oh, the
white Honda Fit.
Fit.
Yeah, a little
Really?
white Honda Fit. Yeah.
Who used to drive? Somebody else in my life used to drive a Honda Fit. Oh, my old roommate back in North Carolina used to drive a Honda Fit.
I don't even know her.
No, you do, because you used to come. Yes, you do. I had the person I was dating, and then I had the person that lived with the two of us.
I don't know who the person that lived with the two of you is.
The German.
No.
You,
Oh! I was going back to college.
oh no.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, that part, like post
Okay.
college,
Post college.
post college, post first bad relationship.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bad second relationship. Um,
So anyway, yeah, so he had a fit. I actually really liked the fit. I thought it was
he
a cute.
was a fit, is what he was.
I was cute.
Where's she living now?
Ohio.
Oh,
Yep. Her and her mother got a duplex.
I was surprised she didn't move down to like San Antonio.
Well, I mean, Yeah, that's true. Well, she doesn't like the heat. She doesn't like heat very much.
But she does like a little
So
picante sauce. Uh, I broke Maim. I broke Maim.
you just
Oh.
like a memory bank, just the wall just broke and it all just flooded back and hit me in the face.
I'm sorry. Were you trying to keep it down? Were you trying to keep that
No, it
up?
wasn't that. It was just so much. It's so this is true story. So
Okay.
the first my first time I met my friend's boyfriend at the time, he was a Latin fellow. I think he was Mexican, and whenever the dog would, because he had a dog named Henry, who I loved Henry, but Henry was very like jumpy. He's one of those dogs, like he loves you, he wants to jump on you all the time.
Mhm.
And so the boyfriend at the time, every time he would do that, he would, instead of just saying stop, he would say stop, 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 stop. So I heard it so much that that started becoming my default for when I tell dogs to stop also. And I still, all of these years later, I still do it, all from being exposed for that time period to that guy. Like, even now, almost every day, I find myself like I instinctually say stop before I say stop or get down or anything like that. And it's so funny because like that's been like 16 years now, and it's still very common.
Speaking of like 16 years old, Maim, did you know that we have a Patreon? Dear listeners,
Perfect transition.
if you want to throw us some money, go to patreon.com, birthers, Mims and Maim. We have thought about doing, after we do our Dear Listeners, we are coming up next week. We're actually going to hopefully start like recording some of the things we need to record for y'all. After that, we were thinking about maybe doing a Gibson's, drinking some Gibsons and watching Cats. Because why not? Dear listeners, what we'll do is we'll record ourselves like talking about it while we're watching it on a different thing. Because I don't think we could actually like show the video.
No,
but,
I don't think we can.
But
Well, I think we can because it's a private Patreon.
That's true. I think we can't have a Patreon. Yeah, I think you're right.
Because it's a
Or
private
Discord. Yeah.
Yeah, because it'll be
But
private.
they're paying for it. So I don't know. I have to look into that. It'll either be we're going to do it live and have you join us, or we're going to record it and we're going to go starting now and you hit play at the same time. Whatever.
Gosh, almost like Pink Floyd.
Exactly.
Wizard of Oz.
Exactly. Dear, hey, babe, did you know we have another
Yes.
podcast?
I did actually.
It's called Baking Sugar. It's a Designing Women podcast. Dear listeners, please join us there as well. Hey, Maim,
Yes.
did you know we have some merchandising?
Merchandise.
Dear listeners, if you go to mimsandmaim.com, you can buy a nice sticker or a tote or, anything. Anything helps. Anything helps. Anything helps. Anything helps.
Okay. Enough. All right, Sally.
Anything helps.
Sally Struthers McLaughlin.
Issue 1.
You're ridiculous right now.
This is season 2, episode 4. School for Scandal.
School for Scandal.
So we're at Crenshaw College,
Yes.
and there's a man reading a book.
Oh, man, it's a steamy, steamy book.
It is a steamy, steamy, steamy book. It's so steamy.
So steamy.
It's so steamy. It's like Danielle Steele steamy.
Oh, that kind of steamy. Yeah.
Yeah, like my glasses are steaming right now just thinking about it.
Yeah. Like CBS TV movie of the week steamy. Ooh.
You know what else makes me steamy right now? Grilled cheese sandwiches. Oh, Maim, I'm very excited because I'm going to Denmark in October.
Are you?
We're going to Copenhagen for a little vacation. So, and Iceland Air, it's pretty cheap flight from Raleigh to Denmark.
Oh my gosh!
We were saving up for a trip to Japan, and Japan's still kind of closed down. And if COVID hits again, it may close. Whatever. So we're like, you know what? We're going to take a little bit of that money, save up more, and just go to Denmark because neither one. I love it. Have you heard of smørrebrød?
No.
So, I highly suggest you watch Travel Man on. Okay, take a step back.
Is it the same guy that does Gadget Man?
Yes, Richard Iowade.
Yes, I didn't know he had another show.
It's called Travel Man. It's on Journey, Journy. It's a free Roku app, or like any one of those. Get it, and it's him traveling for 48 hours to different destinations, doing day trips from London.
I love him.
And he brings British comedians with him. It's him and a British comedian.
Oh boy.
It's
like a show that was designed for me.
One of my favorite episodes is him and what's his name? Oh my God. The other dude from IT Crowd.
Chris Dowd?
Yes.
Oh.
Like you could just tell they love each other.
I wanted that he used to be like my fantasy husband.
Oh yeah, he's hot.
He was my fantasy husband during that show. Literally, that show I was like, if this person walked into my life right now, that would be it for me. I'd be done.
So they have something called, and I'm probably mispronouncing it, called smørrebrød, which is their version of a sandwich, and it's only for lunch. Like it is very much only for lunch.
Okay.
It is a thin slice of Nordic rye bread with toppings on it, like just toppings. SMORBROD if you're looking at it on your phone right now.
Actually, I was just looking for flights to Denmark just then.
But like it's always got like a pickled fish or like herring or do you like lox?
Sometimes.
Okay,
I mean, I've had him twice now, and one time I liked it, the other time I didn't. I was like, I don't know.
You've only had lox twice. Do you like salmon?
Not really. Could you not with the judgment, please?
Before we keep going, I've got one more thing. My husband made something that would kill you. It is a mochi cake. He made mochi cake. It is a sweet corn mochi cake. It is so delicious. Like it tastes like corn.
That sounds great, I guess. except for the killing me part.
So good. Did you find smørrebrød yet?
Yeah.
Does it not look delicious?
It looks amazing, actually.
Yeah. Like they have different kinds. They've got some with beef, some with this. But yeah, I am thrilled to try this.
Good gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be fun. I can't wait for your pictures.
Yeah. You're welcome. Why did I just say you're welcome? Anyway, the students say this book is garbage. And it's written by Daphne Clover.
That sounds like a believable name.
We find out that the professor's name is Professor Mercer, and that the head of the English department is Professor Laird. Daphne is Professor Laird's daughter.
Oh.
And there's a rumor going around that Professor Laird had Daphne's books banned from the student store.
Is she Republican? Sorry.
Nobody in that part of the country is Republican anymore. Actually, at the time they were. Now they're not.
I'm sorry. I just heard book banning.
Well, back in the day, Democrats did too. Let's not get twisted.
Oh, I think that it's. I think everybody I'm going by present day.
Oh yeah, yeah, present day. How dare you read about trans people to my children?
How dare
How
you acknowledge her existence?
how dare you talk about sex to my children?
I mean, I wasn't planning to either, but
How
y'all beat
dare
me to it.
y'all beat me
I was
to
I wasn't either, but y'all beat me to it.
y'all beat me to not talking about it.
Dang it, y'all. Why did you do that? I wanted to pretend like it doesn't happen, just like I do every night. Just close your eyes and say a prayer.
Those were the days.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you're right. Tickets are not that crazy right now.
Yeah, yeah. Especially we're going in October.
Well,
Um,
this one I found was for January.
yeah.
It's
Oh,
like,
girl, it's
what?
cold in January.
Oh, that's true. I forgot.
Like.
Sorry. I got South Florida brain. You're right.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
right.
yeah. No, October is fine,
I'm
and
glad
it's
you said. I
although
got
you
South
you
Florida
may be
brain.
good because it's also dark there. Because you like the night.
I do like the night.
You are a vampire.
I am the night. Have you played that game, Vampire? It's actually really good.
No, I have not. I have not played anything. We're at the
It
train
is.
station,
Yes. And
and June
Jessica's
Lockhart,
arriving. Yes.
who you may know as Timmy's mother from Lassie, is picking up. Her name's Beryl, like Queen Beryl from
Literally, I was like, Beryl, really?
from Sailor Moon.
It's like
Um,
somehow that name,
yeah,
it's like the
I
strangest name and
really
how it
didn't
keeps
even
coming
know
up.
it was a first name.
Beryl was also the name of one of the cleaning ladies on Are You Being Served? Um,
Oh, God, you can
it's,
remember that, but you can't remember to watch Encanto.
yeah,
Um.
yeah.
Anyway, JB's arriving, and Beryl and Henry are picking her up. And Henry's a very Judd Nelson, not Judd Nelson, Judd Hirsch
He's one of those 80s
type.
that guys
Yeah.
also. He was in a lot of bit characters
So
back then.
JB is here to give a commencement speech and get an honorary degree, and Jocelyn, who is Professor Laird, is giving a party tonight in her honor, just a
Yes.
small little gathering.
Ooh, just a small one, just like a few dozen people
So now we're at Jocelyn's house.
putting up a terribly ugly banner.
Yes, Alger is putting up this horrible banner, and I called him Algernon all the way through this because somebody had handed him some flowers. Um, and he's trying to become the assistant department head because the assistant department head's leaving.
Yes. Yes.
And so we also meet Rona Mercer. That's Rona is his first name. We wouldn't call this man Ron for the rest of his time because I refused to call him Rana. Actually, it was Rana, wasn't it? It wasn't even Rona. It was Rana.
Just call him Ron.
We're
That's what his
calling him
daddy call
Ron.
him. That's what his daddy call him. Just call him Ron.
And we're in the kitchen, and Ron and Jocelyn are flirting.
Flirting hard.
He wants to be the assistant department head, but he needs to publish to do it.
Ooh. And he's not. He thinks that publishing just any old thing for that is just not enough.
Jocelyn's very annoyed that he's reading Daphne's books to the kids, but it's what they want to read. It's what they're reading now, is what he
It's
says.
what the kids want.
It's what
Come
the
on, Daphne.
kids want. So Daphne shows up, eating up all the scenery,
All of it.
all of it. She says hello to Algernon, to which he just says, "Hi, Daphne." And
Treat her
then
like she smell bad.
Nick shows. Well, that little homo. That little homo.
That's what you said to her.
Girl. Yeah. Oh, let me tell you. Last night while we were eating dinner, I turned to my husband. I was like, "Could you please put the 4 from this onto the table beside of us?" So it was a white woman, a Indian couple, and a gay man. Okay.
Okay.
So The white woman was obviously Jocelyn.
Okay.
The Indian woman who was younger than the white woman was Daphne. The Indian man who was kind of hot was Ron. And the other dude who was obviously gay, but I think married to the white woman, was Alger.
There's a lot to unpack there.
There is.
Good gosh.
So Nick's there too.
Well, hey Nick, how's it going?
He's hot except for that face.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I was talking to my husband. I was like, except for that hair, that mustache, the rest of his face, he's pretty hot.
Like he was 80s hot from the neck down.
He was like that. When he takes off his shirt a little bit later on.
Yeah,
sorry, dear listeners, to ruin it for you. He looked good.
I mean, literally for the 80s, he actually was in like good shape.
I called him Nick the Sleaze in my notes.
You didn't call him Nick the Stud like you referred to him later?
Well, that's later. We don't know what she calls him yet.
Oh, that's true. Well, Nick. She calls him Nick.
Yeah. So she's in from New York City. New York City.
Where do those people keep coming from?
So Jocelyn's like, I don't want to be rude, but you're going to try anyway.
I do love their exchange.
I do too. Well, Daphne and Nick are going to stay in the guest house.
Oh.
Yeah, so they leave, and we fast forward a little bit later on. So June Lockhart is taking a sip of the punch. There's somebody random talking to her. What is this elusive flavor in this punch? And she's like, and she makes this face. I think it's mango. Could you imagine, because it's not real mango flavor in the 80s, could you imagine what this mango flavoring that she added in to this punch is? Like, what?
Oh,
She probably used mango jello.
Well, she is a woman of the world, so,
Girl, you know what I miss?
No.
3, 2, 1 jello, the layered jellos. The bottom layer's jello, the middle layer's pudding, and the top layer's fluff.
I remember it. I
wish they'd bring that back.
Oh my God. You should write them and just let them know. Right?
Mims and Maim will be your spot.
Yeah, we totally will.
Your mascots.
We'll be your mascots. I mean, while we're at it, just Jello pudding pops. We will totally take over. We will take over that. I don't
want to touch that with my pinky toe.
I miss those so much. That was my favorite thing. My favorite frozen treat.
Your frozen treat.
He ruined it.
Frozen treat.
Ruined. Why do you keep saying that? That's what it is. It's not like a popsicle.
Because I remember when like after college you were when you first came to Raleigh to visit me, you're like you wanted to go to an ice cream store that had closed down like 7 years ago for your favorite frozen treat in the area. I mean, like, girl, let's just go to Flex.
Because there were things that I remembered from like visiting there with my brother before.
Yeah.
Right? But I hadn't been in a very long time.
Girl, I don't think you'd remember anything now. It's all changed.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not.
So JB and Jocelyn are talking, and we find out that Jocelyn loves beautiful things.
Beautiful
like
things.
Me.
Like, wait. Did you say like you?
Yeah, like me.
Oh, I didn't know you love beautiful things.
No, I am beautiful.
Oh.
Yes,
yes, wait, what?
Yes,
you are?
Yes. You see me paint for the gods.
That's true. Hades loves it. Hades is into your makeup.
There's also chaos. Like she's a pretty big fan.
Can we not bring your shrink into this, please? Like, can we just leave her out of this?
So Perm offers to make some more sandwiches because they're out.
Oh, okay, thank you.
We don't find out Perm's name until much later on. Like, nobody cares about this woman. Not even me. Do you care about her? No,
not until, I mean, like, she doesn't really serve much of a purpose.
So JB starts talking to Algernon, and he sees Mercer and Jocelyn flirting and keeps losing track of what he's saying.
Oh.
Oh! There's a scream outside.
Oh, who's screaming? What's happening? Is somebody getting murdered?
Nick, you cat!
Oh, no, he's getting murdered.
Well, everybody goes outside, and Daphne is skinny dipping.
Yeah.
To which Beryl's like, she's, and JB's like, she certainly is.
Yeah.
And they go inside, and Beryl reminds Henry of his heart medication because apparently seeing a naked young woman is
too
just
much.
Too much.
It's too much for the Henry's heart.
We find out that Henry really dislikes Nick.
Yes, he has like a grudge, even some would say, against him.
So we're back inside, and Daphne's coming in a fur coat.
I love it so much.
And she's introducing herself to JB. JB mentions that she has a talent of like painting pictures in her books.
Yes.
So Nick goes around, he's offering people like champagne, and he puts his arm around Perm.
Mm-hmm.
And Mercer knocks him out.
Yep.
Algernon's like, Daphne, how could you do this to your mother? You should really just leave. So Daphne's like, fine. Goodbye, everybody. Flashes and curtsies.
Do it, girl. Do it. Do it for the culture.
Do it for the culture. You know, we have a mutual friend that's in France right now who just do you follow her?
Yeah.
And she's, you know,
having her best life.
Having her best life. Good for her.
Yep, having the best life. I'm loving it. Got her titties out, everything at the beach.
You've read that. And now I got a question. How long is she
That's a good question. I don't really know the official answer, honestly.
We won't go any further than that because we love and support her no matter what.
I do think there's some spectrum action there, but I don't know the full extent.
Okay. Because we love and support her no matter what.
That's right.
We love and support everybody.
Send us some of that food you be making, girl. Jeez. I'm like, when you gotta airlift me some of that?
Airlift you?
Or drive it down. Sometimes she's in Orlando.
She lives in Orlando, I thought.
Yeah, drive me some food.
Well, you can always drive up.
I'm gonna tell her to take the Bright Line, but gotta wait for them to finish that train.
Girl, she's just gonna be waiting at the station with the food till it gets done.
If she just waits, I'll come pick it up. I'll come pick it up on the Bright Line. I'll eat it on the way back down. I'm sorry.
I hope they finish that thing.
I hope they finish it too. I want to take the dang thing up to Orlando so I ain't got to drive.
I mean, and then they'll build it all the way to Tampa.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, I mean, I would love for them to do that. Like, don't get me wrong. You know me. I've never hated it. But the problem that I don't like about driving that specific route is that there is a lot of dead zone between West Palm Beach and Orlando. And it's just, for me, like, especially if you're ever coming back at nighttime, it's a little weird. Like, when you don't see stuff for a while, it's like, I don't want my car to mess up or things like it makes you like strangely paranoid about things.
Spring 2023.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's what they say. It's 80% done already.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, girl.
That's going to be exciting.
Yes.
Take my little Uber over to the train station, get up on the train tracks. Oh, wait, no, get up on the train.
And girl, you can even.
What's wrong with me?
You can even put your drag on in the train. That way, when you get off, you can be fresh and ready.
Oh my God, I could get a little gig up there too, couldn't I?
Yeah,
Lord,
girl, Parliament House ain't there anymore, but you could try.
Well, I mean, I can go to Hamburger Mary. They got stuff. I got what is it? Southern Nights. They got stuff. They got their little like alterna drag night.
Oh, I was about to say, girl, you go into Hamburger Mary's going to be like, what did we just hire? Who did we just say yes to?
Girl, the hamburger beers down here, they're going through some things. I don't know.
They always do. They always
Girl.
do.
I was like, sometimes on my social media, I'm like, what is going on at that?
Well, you should message them and offer to take over a night.
I ain't taking over nothing. Cause that play, I'm for real. Like, I mean, they just had some tea drama spillage this week, and I was like, I'm very lost.
Are they on
right
Twitter?
I think so.
Okay, because maybe I'll look for them there because that's
Yeah, I think so. But
Anyway,
it was
I
just
love
really
Twitter
very
beef.
funny.
Anyway,
Yeah,
we're getting ready for bed now.
Ooh, it's time to get ready for bed.
And Jocelyn hears Nick and Daphne fighting.
Oh, Jocelyn, oh, girl, you better put your house coat back on. Put it back on. Get out of bed.
I
Put
know
your house coat
she was
on.
putting on. Hold on, she was putting on perfume before bed.
She was getting all sensual.
So methinks she wasn't actually going to bed.
Oh, Henny, what?
So we find out that Nick needs money. He's got debts to pay, and he gets violent with Daphne.
Yeah, he smacks her.
And then he'll say, she screams, "I will kill you if you ever touch me again."
Yes.
So Jocelyn closes the door and turns away, sits back down, frets for a second.
She's respectable.
And then she hears a knock on the door.
Who could that be?
Well, it's Nick.
Oh, hey, Nick.
Why did she even open up the door? Like,
I don't know. Because she knew it was going to be Nick?
I mean, maybe
because she hoped it was going to be Nick?
Maybe she wanted some snick that evening.
No.
Some Saturday Night Nickelodeon. What?
I heard it was all that.
It's all that. This is all that. All that. This is all that.
You know, I'm gonna let you sing all the way to the end, but I have to harmonize with you at the very end.
I know.
That was the most perfect part of that song.
Because
it's very rare that you ever heard TLC like do like vocal harmonies in songs. Yep. They didn't do that stuff, but they did it on that song for some whatever reason it was. And I was like, y'all can sing when you want to.
So next morning, JB's jogging, this time not in velour.
I know. Although it did look kind of like velour.
Yeah, but it wasn't, because it wasn't rough.
No, it didn't have that thing. It was probably I'm gonna guess if I had to wager a guess, I'm gonna say it's probably a terry cloth of some kind.
So she sits down because she has a rock in her shoe.
Mm-hmm.
She turns to her right. There's a body. It's Nick. He fell from a construction site.
Oh no. Oh no.
Well, Chief Griffin shows up.
Boy, this guy. Jeez.
JB's upstairs, and she's like, "Are you the police? This wasn't an accident." So she comes downstairs, runs as fast as she can. And she's like, "Look, I know this was an accident because there's plaster dust all over the place upstairs, and he doesn't have any on the soles of his shoes."
Oh my gosh. And then they pan to the shoes, and they're like, "You're right."
So we find out that Griffin is, in school for criminology.
Mm-hmm.
And he always, who knows who JB is because he saw her books everywhere, but he always waits for the paperback. So he hasn't bought one yet. And she said, "Well, you're a very patient man."
He's like the third detective to tell her that, by the way.
Yep. So Griffin asks for her help.
At which point, I want to pause for a minute. Do you think that this was a conscious choice of CBS to start making the cops so empty-headed that basically she's just solving the cases now? Because this is like the third person this season that's like, I don't really know what to do. Are you going to help me?
I mean, I think that they're, but you know what? Props CBS, because the black one in St. Martin, was competent.
He was.
Like, he was the only competent one. He tried to get her. He's like, please just don't get involved with this. I want you to stay safe. Just, we got this, girl.
Yeah. But it's just funny, like this guy's literally like, this is my first murder.
I mean, it also is because these are some small ass towns. I don't know. Like, I hope that CBS was doing that though. So JB tells him that a student saw a light colored station wagon.
Oh, not a lot
parked
of
out there the
those
night
in the 80s.
before. No, none at all. Right? Like,
It's a very rare vehicle in the 80s with wood trim.
I know. So he was like, well, will you help me? She's like, well, give me a second and I'll come and help. So now we're at the guest house and JB's had a change of costume.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully she took a shower too, because after all that jogging.
I know. Although ladies don't sweat, remember, they just glow. They don't sweat.
That's not true. I have known many a lady to get sweaty.
Oh,
Girl, I've seen myself in drag. I definitely sweat.
honey, you sweat anyway. You sweat regardless.
And I am a lady in drag, let me tell you.
You are actually. You are quite. She's a lady. Whoa, whoa, whoa. She's a lady. Talking about.
I thought you were going to sing Dude Look Like a Lady.
No, that one's problematic now.
It's true, it is. But it does describe my drag.
Yeah, mine too. Sometimes I'll do it at karaoke.
So we went to see a drag show a couple weeks ago, and I was like, well, there was one drag queen I referred to as a man in a dress. And my husband was like, well, what exactly do you mean by that? And I was like, it's a certain kind of aesthetic. And he's like, well, he'd heard me say that before. Let me rephrase. He heard me say that before, and then she came out. I was like, if you that right there is a man in a dress. That is not a drag queen. That is just a man in a dress. Does not want to be a woman. Probably does not even want to be here. Throw on a dress and a wig and decide to half-assly dance for you for some money.
Dress, wig, light foundation, and makeup. Because
light, add in light foundation, light makeup. Make sure that light is going through to both. Like some pink lipstick, some blue eyeshadow, maybe not even lashes.
No,
definitely not nails.
I myself, I don't do lashes if I wear glass, like one of my oversized glasses with it, because it's uncomfortable.
Yeah, and they don't show. Right. If you wear lashes with glasses, you don't
really see them anyway.
You can wear colored mascara if you really want to, or Do you wear mascara?
Oh yes. Honey.
Yeah. See, there you go. You're wearing something more than what this queen was.
Man in a dress. Oh,
man in a dress.
I saw we had one of those recent. How many months ago was that now? That was a couple of months ago. I was like, what's happening right now? I did. I was like, this is.
And I love how straight people will still tip them.
Oh my god!
Gay people are like,
they still live for them. They're still like, yeah.
And the gay people are like, where is this effort? What did you?
There's no effort.
Why are you even here?
No effort. No effort.
And I do want to clarify, that is different from a trans person. That is different from, this is a drag queen.
Yeah, we're talking about performers.
We are talking about a cisgendered performer who is coming in there, like doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
When you pay money to see that damn show.
All by myself.
So we're at the guest house. And Griffin is talking to Daphne. We found out that she took sleeping pills last night.
Oh.
And then he starts questioning about Nick, and he's like, do you want the story on Nick? He's a stud. He's like giving me all these things and ideas in my brain. Well, Griffin's like, I guess I'm done with her. And we also find out that Daphne comes to the guest house to write. So yes. JB goes to talk to Jocelyn after the chief leaves. And she says, well, right now, Daphne's under suspicion. You have nothing to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
So we're at Barrels again,
Barrel.
and Henry is, I love this word, exasperating. Again. He's exasperating again. I'm going to message Mr. Maim so that anytime you go on one of your little tangents, he can just look at you and go, "You're exasperating again, dear."
Are you trying to get him hit? Are you trying to get him hit? Is that what you're trying to do?
I think you're exasperating again. Anyway,
you about to? Okay.
We find out that
Alger bail me out of jail. He said exasperating to me, and I said, "I'm sorry. What did you say?" And that was how I went into a blind rage at that point. And they found myself the next day in the Broward County Jail.
Oh well, you deserved it. Anyway, because you were exasperating.
I hate you.
So we find out that Algernon took the late train to Clarksville to see his mother.
On the last train to Clarksville.
Meet you at the destination. You don't know the words, do you?
Nah, not at all.
Okay.
I didn't listen to the oldie station like you did.
Algernon then leaves to go call his mother. She's not well. She's got like a bum foot and no right arm and pox, and she's just not doing well at all.
Wow. So what? So she must be pretty old for the 80s. So like at least like 50.
Yeah, exactly. So after he leaves, the chief comes in and it's like confirms it was a murder.
Oh.
So, and I realized I haven't been doing the voice this entire time, so I'll be sure to start on that now. So Beryl saw Ron Mercer after the party because she went downstairs because Henry was exasperating that evening too. And she needed a glass of water. He just paces back and forth.
He just exasperates everywhere.
He just exasperates everywhere. So it was about 1 a.m. and she saw him walking towards Jocelyn's. It's a phone call for the chief.
What?
Pussy Willow.
And this has been your episode of You Slay Me.
Oh God, I did that this entire time during that. You fucking with the Pussy Willow. Ugh. God, Serial Mom is a great movie.
No, it is a great movie, but also, wow.
There's a tip.
Yes.
Just a tip.
Keep talking.
It's Daphne. She's the murderer.
Oh wow. Okay. I that just seemed too obvious, but I guess that makes sense.
So we're back. Back at the pool house, the guest house. And the tip said there should be a note in his pants. There was a note in his pants.
And he was happy to see you.
Hey. And there should be a candlestick on the fireplace.
Oh,
there's a candlestick with some blood.
Whoa! Now the note didn't say anything about blood. It just said a candlestick.
Well, Daphne's arrested.
But she did such a good job eating the scenery earlier.
And JB's like, it's not her. This is obviously planted. But they arrest her anyway. So JB runs over to Jocelyn, finds the match to the candlestick on her fireplace, and it's like, oh, Daphne's been arrested. So now we're at the police station, girl. And we find out there were no fingerprints on the candlestick, and the blood matches Nick's.
Oh, wow.
So the note, the blackmail note, it's a blackmail note. It's a blackmail note. It's typed with a crooked E. Crooked letter.
Crooked letter.
And Jamie's like, these are plants.
Like ferns?
Ficus. They're like ficus.
Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be more of a deciduous plant.
So the chief releases her because there's no proof that Daphne actually did it.
Now, this is probably an unpopular opinion, but I would have loved to watch that lady languish in jail, like jail room scenes, like coming to visit her in jail.
Uh-huh.
Oh, could you imagine? It would have been perfect, but whatever.
So JB and the chief are on a ride to the train station. Along the way, the chief is like, Daphne definitely did it. And have you read her salacious, sexy, gross, morally deprived books? Of course she did because of those. Well, have you read them? Of course I have. They're great.
I don't want to think about that.
So we're at the train station. And there's a little bit of comedy about, the information, all that kind of stuff. I hated that part.
That guy, I could have done without that. Once again, Daphne in jail. Like, that's what we should have had. Just more of that.
So we find out that the last train leaves at 8:15 p.m. Not what it used to be, but at 8:15 p.m. now.
Oh, well, wait.
It leaves earlier. Yep.
Oh, that's a clue.
That is a clue. So Perm shows up.
Hey, Perm.
She picks up JB. We find her name is Trish.
Finally.
Her and Ron knew Nick because Nick was on an athletic scholarship and was being tutored by Ron, and then started coming over to be tutored by Trish on the side. If you know what I mean.
A toot toot, toot toot. Beep beep.
She lucky she didn't get that monkeypox, if you know what I mean.
Henny.
Well, we're in Jocelyn's office now.
Yes, fabulous office.
This story goes real disjointed from this point on.
Oh, it does. It totally does. But I loved it.
Okay, so
I love that you literally at the end of this where it's like, well, that's a conclusion.
The first time through, I didn't even notice when she like had the light bulb, because JB always has a light bulb.
Yes.
I didn't even get when she had it in this one the first time through. So JB's in the office and she notices a word processor, and then she sees a typewriter and she's like, "Do you mind? I just realized something for my speech." And she starts typing on it, and Jocelyn's like, "JB, I would have thrown that typewriter out if it was me." She's like, "I guess you're right.
You got me. You got me."
So we find out that Jocelyn actually writes for Daphne.
Plot twist.
JB's like, you write for her. That's why Nick was blackmailing you. And like, yeah, you need to come clean about that.
And then Daphne's face was like,
You mean Jocelyn?
wait, which one? Daphne's a daughter. Yeah, Jocelyn.
Yeah,
She's
Jocelyn.
face crack, the whole thing, like the whole facade falls away.
So she admits to killing him. So now we're at the police station, and she's getting ready to sign an admission of self-defense. Daphne comes in and says, "I killed him," and rips up her admission and throws it on the ground.
Eating it up.
And JB's like, "I don't think either of them could have carried the body away. I don't think it was either of them." And the one of the lower down cops comes in and said, "Well, who should we put on the books as having done this?" He's like, I don't even know.
Leave it open.
Leave it open. So now we're at Barrels, and JB's getting ready, and Algernon has a note for Henry. He resigned.
What?
And the E's are bent.
Yes.
We find out Jocelyn gave the job to Ron. Here comes the light bulb. JB takes the bike to go and see Algernon and Ron.
In her commencement outfit. She just couldn't take it off to do
We find in the most rushed ending ever.
Yes.
that Ron went to go see Jocelyn to get the job at night. And, like pot calling kettle black, Trish is very upset by this.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just thinking, what, Trish, you got the hotter guy.
I mean, she had the hotter guy, but that was a while ago.
Yeah, it's been about 5 years ago. It was even hotter. So Jocelyn invited him to come back, and Nick was already dead. He disposed of the body by taking it up to third floor and throwing him out.
Yes.
Algernon is very upset. He would never take Ron. She would never have taken Ron to bed. What are you talking about? Jocelyn is a lady, a kind, sweet lady. She would never do that.
Ron, have a lozenge and calm down.
This isn't Ron. This is Alger.
Oh, wait.
Algernon.
Dang it, these names on this one.
Yes. And JB's like, bitch, you did it. You wrote the email note, the blackmail note. I have proof.
Girl.
And so we find out I had a very special friendship with Jocelyn. Never physical, but we didn't need that. I had a key to her house. I went in, went back, heard them fighting, turned around, saw it was Nick and Jocelyn, and he touched her. I grabbed the candlestick and I killed him.
All of this could have never transpired if his resignation had been sent as an email.
It's true.
He would have gotten away with murder.
So the mom and daughter were just protecting each other. And JB's like, you know what? I'm done. And she just pieces out.
She does. Ride on the bicycle.
Maim, did you enjoy this episode?
I did enjoy it, although it was a weird one. This is
a mess. This episode was a mess.
I think if I had to do like my enjoy the spectacle of it, but still be critical of it, I think that this particular time they had too many characters.
Yes.
And because of that, it couldn't really focus. Because technically, Roddy McDowell's character had very little screen time. Like, he was not in most of the episode. Yep. So when he became the killer, it was like, okay.
Wait, who did you say?
Roddy McDowell.
Oh, was that his name?
Yeah.
Oh, girl, I would also like to throw in there that it also seems like Jocelyn and Ron, they had sex.
Yeah.
He got rid of the body and then they fucked.
Yeah.
Because Ron apologized to Trisha.
Mm-hmm. But also, I wasn't sure if he apologized to Trisha because they did it or because he went there with the intention of doing it. Because
it sounded like from the conversation at the end that they did it.
I mean, that seems weird though, right? Like I would go and dispose of the body and then we go and do it.
Or just they did it with the body right there and then.
Oh, nothing sounds this is
okay,
a weird
babe.
One.
Let's wrap this one up. We have
weird episode.
We've been speaking for a bit. Maim, why don't you tell the dear listeners where they can find you?
Hello, dear listeners. Anybody that watched that along with us, we're sorry, because it was a hot mess. So I'm your favorite relation. They call me Auntie Maim. You can find me on Instagram at auntie_maim. That's MAIM. You can find me on Twitter at Maim Ministry. You can find me in real life. I perform weekly at the Villain Theater in Miami, improvised comedy. You can find out more about us at villaintheater.com. I also host a weekly karaoke cabaret show called Amazing Colossal Karaoke at a little bar called Kill Your Idol in Miami Beach every Thursday night. So if you stop by to, if you're on vacation or stuff like that, you'll actually have a chance to meet me in real life. So what about you, Mims?
Hey, y'all. I'm the Divine Miss Mims. You can find me on Twitter at DivineMissMims. Hey, Maim, did you know that we have another... Oh, I'm doing that one first, apparently. Podcast.
Yes.
It's called Baking Sugar. Dear
Oh.
listeners, you can find it wherever you get your podcasts. Hey, Maim, did you know we have a Patreon?
Oh. Yes.
You can find it at patreon.com, Mims and Maim. Hey, Maim, did you know that Ron and Jocelyn screwed with a dead body right there?
It changes my entire perspective of this episode.
Hey, Maim, did you know that we also have merchandising?
What?
Dear listeners, you can find it at mimsandmaim.com.
Oh my gosh.
All
That
right, girl.
actually does make more sense, doesn't it? Like
It does. It really does.
because
It's
he
so
wouldn't
gross.
he wouldn't come back after disposing of a body. I mean, that would be
No.
strategically that would be too dangerous because that was like more exposure.
Or he like came in the front door. They did it on the couch. Then she was like, "Oh, by the way, this body."
Oh, that's right. He could have come in the front door, couldn't he?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Anyway, girl,
Because she was definitely gonna have sex with somebody. Like she was rubbing that perfume on herself all in like that luscious style.
And it would have been a waste to not go ahead and do it with him.
Right? I mean, if that was like an expensive perfume, that's not cheap.
All right. Why don't you say goodnight, babe?
Good night, man.
Bye, y'all.